If you can outsource with ChatGPT, that's great. Now come up with ideas that you can utilize that technology to become more effective within your practice. Where does that come back to staffing? You might find you don't need as many people in your practice. Hello there, everybody, and welcome to another episode of your 5-Minute Friday. So today I want to talk about staffing, labor costs. Now, if you were at my Orthopreneurs Summit lecture, you learned about a ton of ways that AI, artificial intelligence, is going to make your life considerably easier. And it's been a big buzzword. And again, the Gartner hype curve, if you've ever heard about it, go look it up if you haven't, would tell you that, we're kind of past the second, we're going to get into the trough soon, if you know anything about it. And the point is, everybody talks about AI. But before AI, there were other efficiencies. There's remote monitoring for your practice. That doesn't have anything to do with AI. There were efficiencies of systems that have nothing to do with AI. And so I want to talk to you a little bit about the coolness of AI is amazing, right? The ability for it to allow your team to become way more effective. And I don't mean this in a negative way, but smarter, because the grammar, the spelling, the syntax is going to be way better when you use something AI generated than what most of our teams are going to create. It's going to be much more effective. Don't believe me? Right now, write me a sales script for a mom or a dad who says, I need to go home and talk to my spouse, and then go ask ChatGPT to write you a sales script, and you tell me which one looks better. So you're going to have lots of ways of using AI to get a much better outcome. And as you may or may not have heard me talk about at Summit, the biggest threat to us is not AI, in my opinion, shutting down the world. Skynet from Terminator is not achieving consciousness anytime soon. And yes, you'll read the sensationalistic stories of how it got around firewalls based on certain directives and things like that. But if you heard me speak, the biggest threat we face when it comes to AI, in my opinion, is us becoming dumber. Well, Glenn, you just told me my team's going to get smarter. When I say dumber, what I mean by that is, okay, you develop AI to make your systems, offices and policies, to make checklists, performance reviews, hiring ads, Facebook ads, and a whole myriad of other things that we've talked about. What are you doing with that extra time? Are you going to go home and spend time with my family, which everybody says? You've heard me say that 1,000 times. Are you going to go play more golf? You're going to go do more snowboarding? And that's a great thing to do. But if you continuously use and outsource AI to do things for you, and you don't push the envelope to start filling those voids with other things that stretch your mind or make your practice more profitable or lower the stress in your life, in your practice, you will by definition becoming dumber. Because if you don't believe me, go use ChatGPT to go write your next 20 Facebook posts with emojis, by the way, which I do all the time. And then I want you to go write a Facebook post with emojis, and you will see your skill, like a muscle, is atrophied. So if you continuously outsource and you don't replace it by pushing the envelope further, you're going to have a problem. Back in the day, when candles were the only mode of light in a room and the electric light came about, what it did is it made human beings work later. Sunset used to come. You didn't have an endless supply of candles. It got dark. You went to bed. It got light. You woke up. That was life. Then you got electric lighting. Oh, you could stay up all night long. So what did people do? They said, I got light. Great. No more candles. I'm still going to go to bed when it's dark, and I'm going to wake up when it's light. Probably not. Now they stayed up reading or telling stories or writing or sewing or doing whatever else it was they wanted, but they became better at other things because they replaced the technology that was now replaceable. If you can outsource with ChatGPT, that's great. Now come up with ideas that you can utilize that technology to become more effective within your practice. Where does that come back to staffing? You might find you don't need as many people in your practice. Now, if you're the unusual doctor who says, I want to have more team. I love hiring. I love managing. I even love paying more money for stuff. It's awesome. I love having super high employment cost. It makes me thrilled to be at 27% when I really should be at 15 or 10, right? If that's you and you love hiring, go for it. Don't join Smile Doctors and become my partner because I don't want, your efficiency is through the floor. But if you're like most of us and you say, I'd like to have less people to manage. I'd like to have less trouble. I'd like to have less drama. I'd like to be more control of my ship. I'd like to have less of an issue with day-to-day stress levels, then find ways and think about ways to allow AI and technology to automate things for you, right? To do follow-up calls. If you saw my lecture, you saw air.ai, right? Create a sales script that your TC, when you don't have same-day starts, will actually use a voice to call and get people engaged using AI. These things are at their infancy and they're only going to get stronger. And if you can engage them and use these things in your practices, your stress levels will drop. You will become way more productive. You will make way more money. You will be a happier person. You will have a happier team, and you will be getting smarter because you will be engaging your brain in activities that you never did before. And it'll be great for you. And if we're not concerned about neurocognitive decline because we're using our brains all the time, that's a great thing. So again, if you missed my lecture, I'm sorry. Come to next year's Orthopreneurs Summit. It's already on sale. It's a cruise. And we have some of the world experts on topics of efficiencies, programming, systems, stuff that you and your team need. And again, it's very affordable next year. Go to opsummit2024.com. I promise you, you will love it. The ship is already filling up a significant portion, and the cabin you want may not be available. So cabin type. So please go to opsummit2024 to sign up now. If you missed my lecture on AI, I am sorry, because I tried to throw some pearls out there to help your practice. But you know what? It's never too late. Sign up for next year. I don't know anything about the recordings from this year. I'm sure they'll be for sale, but you got to go look for them. And love you all, but let this be a wake-up call that AI is here. You should be using it, and you should be using it to expand your mind into areas you're not currently using. Otherwise, yeah, AI will be the end of mankind because we're going to be a bunch of lazy, stupid people, just like that movie, I think, Wall-E, where everybody's sitting on a lounger because everything else is being done for them. And that's not who I intend on becoming. So if that's your practice and you're around the corner from me and you don't want to do it, fantastic. I'm happy to take all your patients that would otherwise have come to you because I'm going to use AI to leverage that. Love all of you. I'm here for you if you need anything, and reach out to me with any questions or concerns you might have.